Hey, Skelly Schmoke, how you doing? Skelly Schmoke. That's a fun one to say. Clippy Railfan 6218. How you doing? Yes, I am actually. Hey, Train Fan. How you doing? It's been a while since I've done a train at this spot, and since I know one's coming, why not? I think it's in Northtown Superior. By the sounds of it, or the sound of it, because they were talking about leaving the yard. Hopefully they got something good on it. Glorious day for it. You got that right. IJ, hello. How you doing? Yeah, like the sky is blue. Like, okay, so over here, you got all this clouds or fog, lingering stuff from earlier this morning. But everywhere else, man, just nice blue sky. Couldn't ask for better. It's a little warm. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, a hoodie, but it's not that bad, really. Mainly just hot because I biked over here, and of course I'm wearing a black one. But oh, I know this is not train related, but yesterday went to Crystal Caves in Wisconsin, and got my very first ever bat picture. I've never taken a picture of a bat. And then the day before that, went up to Ely, Minnesota, and went to the International Wolf Center, I think is what they call it, up in Ely there, and got my very first ever pictures of a wolf. I've had a lot of first-time animal pictures. And then a couple months ago, got my first ever proper eagle pictures of one just sitting and not flying. Got my first baby deer picture with a mother deer, and actually just baby deer in general because it had the white spots on it. I had a lot of first times with animals. I know it's not train related, but I just think it's super cool. Where is it? Because I might be able to catch it in Hinckley. If you want to catch it in Hinckley, if you're coming from down south, you're going to have to book it there, bud, because my best guess, they're probably hitting the sub by now, or close to it. I went to Strasbourg yesterday. Where's that? Forgive me if I don't know, but yeah, because they called for a warrant a good 10 minutes or so ago. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, my sense of direction sucks. I'm one of those where I'm not good with road names or that kind of stuff. I'm one of those where I don't think I've heard. Well, that's pencil. Yeah, PA. Yeah, I guess I must not be familiar. Probably call me an idiot, but I'm not familiar with that one. But no, when it comes to like directions and stuff, I am not good with that. I'm not good at all with it. I go by landmarks, not by road names on a map and all that. I'm already almost to Hinckley since I'm heading up north, so I don't want to wait. Oh, you're already up there. Yeah, you're going to be waiting a while. Because even after they pass here, it'd be a good hour before it'd be at Hinckley. And it probably won't be here for another 30 or so minutes, I'm guessing. Excuse me, at this point. Don't feel bad. I'm directionally challenged as well. Oh, good. Good to know I'm not the only one. It just sucks. People will name like, oh, they know all these roads. Take this road, this road. I'm like, start pointing out landmarks. Like, do I turn at a certain gas station? Or is there a yellow house in the corner? Or you know, that's what I go by. Or I'll tell people too, like, yeah, you want to get to this spot, you cross the railroad tracks, you go up 2 stoplights, and then you turn left at the 1 stoplight, and then you look for the first yellow house and you turn at that. You know, like one of those kind of scenarios. That's how I do directions. You start naming all these road names. You know, around here I kind of know some of the roads, but you start going down south and all that, like, no. I couldn't remember that to save my life. Strasburg Railroad is the oldest running railroad in North America. Huh. You know, I've probably heard it. I'm guessing I've probably heard it at one point or another. Yeah, I was trying to think. I think it's been a while since I've caught a train up at this spot. Since 1831? Wowza. Yeah, I think it's been a while since I've been up here. Hi, okay, Jared Fitzgerald? Hi, I subscribed after watching your stream of the Karma K9 salute. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, nice to know that stream got some new people. Wanted to show Karma a little bit of respect, you know? And we got lucky. I don't know if you saw it, but ended up catching a train, too, before the procession came through. When there were a few other rail fans that were watching, and they're like, hey, train just went by the Grandy Cam. I'm like, that timing is going to be like either right before the procession comes through or during the procession. Thank goodness it was before the procession. But that was still a nice little treat. That's why I went to that spot, hoping that maybe I would get lucky and a train would go by before the procession and be able to catch it. You know, get 2 birds with 1 stone. And actually did. Like that, I guess you could in a way call it a gamble. It actually did pay off. Yeah, it is cool. That stream, by the way, broke every record I have for a live stream. The amount of people watching at one time peaked out at 39 people. Before that, it was like 27, I think, was my record. And that stream, ever since I ended it, got 1,300 plus views. My most popular stream before that was 660 something. So that more than doubled that. And I'm happy a lot of people got to see it, because in the county, if you weren't on the bad side of the law, like, everybody loved Karma. Karma was a fan favorite as long as you were on the right side of the law. He was a fan favorite. And a lot of people were bummed out. And they showed a lot of support too, because they put up a GoFundMe page for Karma. And, you know, when he was in the hospital, and then after he passed away, the sheriff's department said, oh, we're going to take the GoFundMe down. But then so many people are like, no, keep it up. We can use this money, since it's not going to go towards Karma, you know, his medical bills. We can all still donate to the GoFundMe, and then this money can go towards the whole Isani County Canine program. So the sheriff's department, like, okay, fine, we'll put the GoFundMe back up, and whatever money we raise goes towards our canine program. It's like the amount of support that the community showed for the sheriff's department, for Karma, for his handler. It's, Miller. It's like they just showed a lot of support all around. And then the amount of people that came out to watch the procession, like not just where I was, but along the route in Cambridge, a lot of people came out to support and watch. Well, yeah, there's hope for humanity yet. I think it was shared on the community. Yeah, when I went live, I went and shared it on, there's 3 different community pages, and I put it on all those, and then on my Real Rail Fan Facebook page as well. And I think I shared it on a couple railroad groups too, just for the heck of it, just to try to get other people that aren't just in the community to see it. I know you don't know much or care about the Erie, PA area, but there were 2 Hessler locomotives. Is it Hessler? Is that how you pronounce that? Hessler locomotives at the museum. I love seeing them since I live near Erie, PA, where they were built. That's the one cool thing about railroad museums, is they keep that old stuff alive. 1833 could be on the Northtown Superior. Well, yeah, since it went south a couple days ago. Will it be leading? Probably not. It would be cool if it was, but yeah, there is a chance it could be. It went down to Northtown for its 90-day inspection the other day. Yeah, I caught it when it went south. It was sandwiched in the middle. Had a Gevo leader, 1833 in the middle, and then it had an ace right behind it. Heisler. Oh, okay. Heisler. Heisler. That's cool that they... Yeah, German words are goofy. If there is an IE or an EI, you say the second vowel's sound. Ay, ay, ay. This top fans thing, by the way, is interesting. Skelly Smoke is number 1, Train Fan is number 2, and Jared Fitzgerald is number 3. And then Xbox Gamer is number 4. The best part is that they were fireless locomotives, just like the one at the Lakeshore Railway Museum. I hate it when my screen goes darker because it's, the sun shining down on it, so it gets kind of hot. My screen goes dark, it makes it really, really hard to see because I got my reflection on it. You know your locomotives, man. Wowza. Alright, good luck with that. I tried to look at the cam before I went live to see if the train was moving, and I don't know if there's a vehicle train or something parked in there, but if I'm guessing it was probably behind that, so you can't, I couldn't see if it was moving or not. I don't know if there was a vehicle train parked in there or what. But I know they're on their way because they told I think it was West Hump that they're on the move, so. Stormy Sky Rail Productions. Hey, I've seen quite a few of your things. Hey, welcome. Thank you. Sub to your channel and like your content. Hey, I really appreciate that. I like your stuff too. I think I've been following you for a while. So I appreciate that. The feeling is mutual. I'll put it that way. Feeling's mutual. So Clippy, you're, from what I'm gathering is I'm guessing you like the older stuff a little more than you like this more modern stuff, like the Dash 9s and the SD, you know, the Aces and the Max and stuff. I'm guessing you like a lot of the really, really old stuff. I'm assuming. I can't see the power on the cams, so that means they probably didn't have any bad orders to set out. Yeah, that's a valid point. Thank you very much. Also, glad you like our stuff too. Yeah, like I said, it's mutual, man. Yeah, see, I kind of figured, Clippy. I kind of figured. No, I, you know, you're Erie Rail fan? I guess I really didn't think of that right away, but now that the way you're talking about the museum and everything, that kind of makes sense. Jeeps, SD50s, and 60s. I grew up in the era next to the CNW, area next to the CNW, which is my favorite RR, but ended up working for Canadian Pacific for 25 years. Steve. Dang. Got a Canadian Pacific veteran here. Just so you know, and maybe you might have heard me say this, but I am a huge fan of the SD40-2. Best locomotive ever, most reliable locomotive ever. It stood the test of time. They're still using it to this day. Like you'll locate, like that 1833 that Train Fan was talking about. That's an SD40-2, and that went south a couple days ago down to Northtown for their inspection, and then they'll probably be heading back. They should be heading back up to Superior at some point. So yeah, there's a chance that they could be on this. I actually got my most popular short, Stormy, is of an SC40-2 Duo. I think it was on the Superior Northtown, right down there at that crossing. Right at that crossing, I set up my camera right down on the ground, on the dirt down there on the ground, and then kind of looking up as those two SD40-2s go by. 1833 is painted in the orange paint scheme, and then it had one of those green BN where they haven't repainted it yet, and that was the second locomotive. And that's my most popular short. I think it has like 40-some thousand views. Now that was an awesome catch. To catch a best locomotive in the world, a duo of it on this track. That was a couple years ago. And that's probably my all-time favorite catch, and with it being my all-time favorite catch, I'm happy it's my most popular. At least for a short. I recently saw CN 6218 at the 6218. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Screenshot. I love the way the EMDs sound. I got to ride a lot of that older power growing up by the CNW, and rode a lot of those while working with work trains throughout my career. Awesome catch indeed. Heck yeah. Yeah, that's where they've been. They've been up there now. Lately, BNSF on this line here, it would be quite common on the Northtown Superior, the Superior Northtown, you would see that SD40-2 duo, or you'd see those, the SD, what's 251, 252? Is that SD75Is or something like that? Is that what they are? You would see them. It would either be the Hinckley Sub duo, 251 or 252, or it'd be the SD40-2s. Now, 251 and 252 are spread out to who knows where. Those SD40-2s, like train fans said, they're up on the Rapids turn now. And then occasionally they'll come down here like one at a time for their 90-day inspection. Yeah, see, I knew it was something like that. For some reason, I want to say they're 75Is, but yeah, no, they would be very common. Now we see a lot of Aces and Gevos out here. I have recently been caring less about EMDs, especially the SD40-2s. Oh, come on, man. My wife, Jenny, and I were along that subdivision on the way back home from Superior back in 2018. Did you catch anything when you were along it? Because this line can be very hit and miss. You can go hours and hours without seeing stuff, and then there's some days where there is crud load of traffic. I've had some days where you go 12 to 18 hours, nothing goes by. And then I've had some days, I think the most I've ever caught in a single day on this line was like 6 or 7 trains in one day on this line. Back when they were running the taconite trains, the U-Key-Mads and the U-Madals. I miss it. When those taconite trains were running, every day you'd be guaranteed a taconite empty and a taconite load. The empty, you'd have one going north, one going south. Ever since we lost the taconite trains, now it's like traffic's really... Like, there's still plenty. You got your daily BNSF merchandise. You got your daily UP merchandise. CPKC, they run a merchandise train like once or twice a week out here. They've been running a couple grain trains lately. UP's been running grain trains out here. You get coke trains every once in a while. BNSF runs the grain trains occasionally. Coal trains occasionally. Each random officer specials, GOs, ore trains if they're doing some track work somewhere. Got the local, it runs up to Hinckley and back. No, we captured a few depots and parked power. That's all. We catch a lot of stuff along the CN Waukesha sub, which we live along here in southeast Wisconsin. Oh, okay. Is that line pretty busy? That CN line? Hey, Seaboard, how you doing? Train ought to be getting pretty close now. Been live for 26 minutes. Yeah, Stormy, I didn't know if you know this, but this subdivision here, the Hinckley sub, it's a BNSF line, but both CPKC and Union Pacific have trackage rights on here. So that really helps with us getting like a lot more activity on this line. So we don't just get the BNSF action, we also get the UP and the CP. And CN, Dad told me way back when CN used to run out here, like this line used to be really busy when CN would run. Because he said sometimes you'd have like one train that would either be going north or south, and they would have it stop at like Andover or Cambridge and meet like 6 to 8 trains going the other direction before it could continue to keep going. Because Canadian National used to run out here. I guess they had trackage rights. So this used to be a dang busy line. Oh, very busy, okay. Most of the time due to it being the main... Oh, heck yeah. It's a good line to be by. A few days ago, I saw BNSF H2 painted a locomotive leading a train in Northeast. The CSX tracks are part of the Erie West Subdivision. Getting those H2s, man. That's an awesome thing to see leading. Hey, we're getting a good crowd. We got 14 watching. 6 likes. Heck yeah. It sounds like it's the Northtown Superior, is the sounds of it. They were talking about leaving the yard and everything, so I would say Northtown Superior. And I never saw the UP or CP KC go by Fridley. So I'd be willing to bet on Northtown Superior. That's good that you guys get multiple railroads run on it, not just BNSF. Everywhere used to be a ton more busier than it is now. Yes, yeah, that's a valid point. Well, and the other thing that's a win, because I got a little thing going where I've got a file system set up for keeping track of locomotives that I photograph. So like I have a folder for BNSF, and then in that folder I've got breakdowns like 0 to 999, and then 1000 to 1999. You know, all those different groups of locomotive numbers. And then inside those folders, if I catch BNSF 100, well then BNSF 100 goes into the folder 0 to 999. And I have photographed over 2,200 different BNSF locomotives, you know, their numbers. And I've done that with UP, CN, all those. So out on this line, being that we have 3 different railroads that run out here, for that count that I'm trying to get, you know, to photograph the most locomotives, this line really helps out with that. Because I can get my BNSF, I can get my CP, and I can get my UP to help those numbers. Because at UP, I just cracked 1,000 different UP locomotive numbers. CP, I think I'm at like 200. And now they're repainting them. That's going to make it really hard. NS, I think I'm just over 100. CSX, I'm just over 100. Canadian National, I think I'm over 200. Because you see quite a bit of Canadian National locomotives on this line when they're taking them up north. So yeah, this is a nice line. We love going out to Northwest Ohio and have been there a half dozen times. Normally we capture about 50 to 60 trains during the daylight hours, such as Deschler, Fostoria, Marion. I think I've been to all of those in Ohio. Yeah, I've been to all of those locations. Oh, wow. So if you were keeping track, you'd have a lot of CSX locomotives. Oh, hey family, by the way, sorry. In October, I thought I heard a horn. In October, I'll finally be able to catch the Milwaukee Road 261 moving. Heck yeah. That's a sight to behold. I miss the days when they used to run it out here on the Hinckley. That's because they won't put PTC or something on it. Because they used to run that out here like every year. I miss those days. The Union Pacific, I'm pretty sure, runs more trains on this line than BNSF. Depends on the day, Seaboard. Some days, yes. Some days, no. Actually, depends on the time of year. But yeah, UP already ran a grain train this morning. I saw Mac, well, now Hinckley Subrail fan, but Mac put on there was a grain train early this morning, like 2 o'clock this morning, that went north. Yeah, and you wait till you can get it moving, bud. You will love it. And hopefully, when it's moving, it'll be moving fast. Like really roaring. Distant Headlight Railfan Productions. Hey, how you doing? Just caught KCS 4009 on the CPKC 577, trailing 5th out of 9. Wow. Now that'd be a train to catch. 9 locomotives on it? Holy criminy. Hopefully this Northtown Superior has a bunch of locomotives. Probably just be 2 GEVOs. Yeah, put in your bets, by the way. This train that's coming north, what do you think it's going to have for power? I'm guessing it'll be like 2 GEVOs, and we'll probably get like a GEVO with the black BNSF, lettering on the front, and then there'll be like H2 will be trailing second. Hey, Hinckley Sub. I was just talking about you. Yeah, see? That's why they don't run it on the Hinckley, because they can't run it out here unless they have PTC on it. That's why they haven't done it in years. I'm doing good. How about you? Have you ever ran into an annoying rail fanner while rail fanning? No, not really. No, I can't really think of any that have really been like... You're talking like, are you just going to leave now? Or you mean like, or getting in the way of my shots or anything? Or just being straight up annoying? No, I don't think I have. no one that stands out. Gevos, of course. I'm doing good, and it was an ethanol packed with 9 locomotives. Wow. They must need that power elsewhere somewhere. Oh, stormy skies ran into one. Hey, lantern signals. We're waiting for a train. Should be getting pretty close. Man, we are getting a crowd joining. I didn't even share this stream. Oh yeah, now we're getting a good crowd going. Getting a couple friendly faces in here, familiar faces. I'm doing good. Just had to go to Elk River yesterday. Got a train off from work for Labor Day, so I just got 3 trains like Amtrak, BNSF, and went to the Hinckley Sub yesterday and got the 8 spare North done. Whew, that's a lot. In Cedar. I was at the Mall of America this morning. 2 good things about Mall of America: Cinnabons, Legoland. That's it. Rainforest Cafe, maybe, but I haven't been there in so long. But yeah, Cinnabons and Mall and Legoland. 2 best places to go at the Mall of America. And I'm not a fan of the Nickelodeon universe or whatever they call it. I hate roller coasters. Got a couple of Hinckley subs recently. Yeah, I haven't. I have not been having... It's been a couple days since I've caught a train out here. It's been a minute. Yeah, people will do that. Yeah, the Staples sub, it can be like the Hinckley sub sometimes. Depends on the time you go or when they send a bunch of traffic through. Holy cow. Gotta love those lines when they're busy like that. We get people asking us if we are okay when we are parked in certain places also. Well, out at this spot, because I'm kind of in this like weedy like area and by the track and got a camera, a lot of the time people, if I'm not like, facing towards the track, people won't ask like, oh, are you watching a train or waiting for a train? They're always like, oh, what animals are you photographing? Or what weeds are you, what are you photographing in the weeds? And it's like, oh, I'm just waiting for a train. And they're like, wait, you're that train person? Yeah. And then that starts up the conversation. But it's never always it's never always people's first guess that, oh, you're waiting for a train. There are some people that kind of put 2 and 2 together. Because I have had a couple people like, hey, are you that Real Railfan person? Or those kids that one time. I will not forget that. I was literally standing here and coming up the bike trail. I think I was actually live during it too. There were these kids that were biking. And they start yelling, hi, Real Railfan. And then they go by. And then I could hear that their parents or grandparents, whoever they were biking with, I could hear myself talking over by where that person was. But the way those kids were talking, that was adorable. You have like 3 kids all yelling the same exact thing. Your signals are red? Okay. Should be getting pretty close then. Hasn't passed here yet though, so it's going to be a little bit before it passes you, family. I have my foam finger on that says I love trains, then they know why I'm here. Dude, I gotta get something like that. Get a big foam finger. Yeah. Hi, Skeletor. I never thought about that. That'd be kind of cool. Get where it says, hi, Skeletor. Dude, that is a cool idea. Okay, I'll do that. I haven't been to Rochelle in a little while, but gotta go back there. I know the traffic in Rochelle is nothing like it used to be that I remember when I was younger. Because we used to go to Rochelle a lot when I was younger before I really started doing videos and pictures. But I just know when was there a couple years back that it just did not have the action that I remember as a younger kid. I think it's because BNSF and UP, they don't use that as much as they used to. But yeah, definitely, I'll let you know. Us railroaders never get railroading out of our blood, even after retirement. Oh, heck yeah. All right, family, just basically when you see it go by me, it'll go by you in like 5 minutes, like 5 or 10 minutes. Because it sounded like they at least got a warrant up to like 75, which is closer to Hinckley. So they're not going to be stopping in Cambridge. So they should come rolling on by. So once they pass me here, it should be less than 10 minutes before they pass you, where you are. If you are where I think you are. Ooh, really spice that hat up. Is that a UP locomotive? The T4s? That's a UP locomotive, isn't it? Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not like crazy dead. I'm just saying it's not as busy as it used to be. Like, it doesn't see as many trains as it once did. It still does see a healthy amount. But if you want to get a good amount of stuff, it's not like you can be there for an hour and you're guaranteed to see like 5 or 10 trains. You know, you got to stay for a while if you want to be guaranteed to see a bunch. Because they might run them through in spurts. It used to be, there'd be like a train, like one right after another. As soon as the BNSF cleared the diamond, you'd have like 2 UPs that would go by. And then once the UP's cleared, then you got BNSF that would go by. Oh, I hear a horn. Did it have anything good on it? Skull of smoke? Schmuck. I heard a horn. Oh, really? Well, good. They'll actually use that siding, actually get some use out of it. All right, yeah, if I'm not in the middle of anything, I will... So there should be one today then? Because, yeah, if I'm not in the middle of anything, I will definitely try to check it out. If you got one today. Okay, all right. Yeah, like I said, if I'm not in the middle of anything, I will watch it today. I think it's the North Town Superior. Ha! So my prediction was right. It was gonna have a Jevo leading with the black BNSF logo and a H2 as the trailing second locomotive. Oh, I guessed that perfectly. All right, sounds good, Stormy. Our town, IG. Yep, told you. It just sounded like because the way they were talking about leaving the yard and stuff. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Jevos. All right, so what I'll do, actually I'm gonna start getting this stuff put away. All right, everybody, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Hopefully there'll be some more trains out here today. And yeah, Stormy, I will watch your thing tonight as long as I am not busy with something. And then if I miss that, then I will go and watch it afterwards when I got some free time. All right, thank you all for watching. God bless.